Hey guys, it's Jeremy here. Just want to do a quick video. Colin, give me a heads up. Is this going?
Yep.
All right, guys.
Good to go.
Hey, I'm getting a little sick here. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it in tomorrow, so I'm going to do a quick video and not miss tomorrow. Tomorrow's workshop is going to be on Keith is speaking and Todd Miller is speaking. And they're going to be helping you guys on some different things. You do me a favor, can you shut that door with her? They're going to be doing some different things on branding and also lead generation, new construction. I'm going to help you on an investment workshop here. It's actually pretty cool. I'm doing a video with you guys so you guys can actually see and keep this and retain it. Okay, Colin and I were just talking about this. It's pretty cool. What makes a good rental? Okay, it depends on the person what the percentage hold is, right? But I want to go through an idea that I've been looking at so you can have an idea what I look for, and every investor looks for something different. So let's say you find a property for $130,000, a Point Breeze house, and you got to put $70,000 into it. So you're out of pocket about $200,000, right? Now you pay cash. After you pay cash, you renovate it. You put a tenant in there. And the tenant's paying you $1,500 to $1,700 a month. Then you go to a small bank like East Rivers, Federal Savings, credit unions, East River. I don't know if I just said that, but there's a Hyperion. There's a whole bunch. They'll typically want you to keep 20 to 25% equity in it. And here's the key. You got to buy the property with value in it. So they're going to come out and they're going to do an appraisal. On that appraisal, if it comes back, let's just say at $250, which Colin and I were just saying we think the house is worth that. You have $200,000 cash into it. 20% on $250 is $50,000, right? 10% would be $25,000. 20% would be $50,000. So they want to at least see $50K equity. This would work. So they would give you your $200 back. You have no money in the property except the equity in the property. And now you have rent income of probably $600 a month positive. If you're getting $1,600, your mortgage is probably around $1,000. Here's what I figured out. Just say 5%. It's gonna be in mid fours, but just say 5% for because you're doing an LLC as a commercial loan. 5%, so $500 for $100,000, $500 for another $100,000. It's $200,000, $1,000 plus taxes, $1,100. You're at $1,600. You're making $600. If you're 17, you're making $6. 600 times 12 is $7,200. Times 10 is $72,000. What I find is long-term rentals, you typically, once you have a property, 7-8 years, most people will end up just keeping it for the long haul. And if you take this $600 per month and don't touch it and just keep on paying down the principal on that, you should be able to pay this off within 20 years. So within 20 years, you have a property that's called, we have $200,000 into it. I don't understand how you can't at least see that property being worth $300,000, and you have it paid off. So now you got $300,000 paid off. You do that twice a year. You do that for 20 years. You got 40 properties. 40 times 3. You got about $12 million in value in real estate. Also, what you have too is at that point in 20 years, you have income coming in. Now you have no debt on the house. So now you're getting $1,600, maybe $2,000 at that point rent. Let's call it $2,000. 2,000 times 40 properties, which I believe would be $80,000 a month. I think. And it's good again. So if you had 40 properties times 2, yeah, it'd be $80,000 for the month times 12. You're looking at like $960,000 coming in. whack the number in half. I don't care what you do with it. The goal is if you could have $300,000 or $400,000 coming in towards retirement age, plus have a portfolio of 40 properties, it makes sense. So you asked Jeremy Bowers, what's a good rental property or a good investment? I like this as a long-term hold. People use cap rates, they use all these different numbers. This is just on a single family home. The benefit of having a multifamily, less to manage, it's all right there, but it also depends on the area that you're looking. So it depends on the areas, depends on your clientele. So you just have to determine what you're looking for. Over the years, many of my rentals were in Conshohocken, Manayunk. I had some in Center City. Now I'm looking in Point Breeze, Newbold, Francisville as my rentals. Close to Center City, I can access them quick, and that's my mindset on it. So this is a quick video on a rental. What's a good rental deal? Now, what's a good flip deal? Now you guys are also going to ask me, this is going to be a question. Flips. What's the cost to do a flip? Hell, you ask Colin, he's here now, maybe $60 a square foot. You ask another guy, might be 80, might be 100. I think it's going to be between 60 and 100 per square foot, depending what type of quality, who's doing it, and how busy they are. So let's call it a 1,500 square foot house. Nah, we're going to stick with Point Breeze. Let's call it a 1,000 square foot house, right? Let's go at 80 a square foot. It's going to cost you $80,000 to rehab it, okay? Per square foot. That's new electric, that's no heat, that's roof, that's everything. That's even probably putting a rooftop deck on it. You should be able to do that. Now the wild card, what we found out recently is the digging out of basements. If you got to dig out the basement, how much more money you're going to put into the house. I was told anywhere between $5,000 to $20,000, depending if you're underpinning or you're putting this block beside it, depending on which way you want to do it. So you typically at least want 7 foot. Colin, is that right? I think we were talking about before?
84 inches.
Yeah, 84 inches. So you want at least 7 foot of space down there. And that's probably a good number to have in your mind. Now, if you go higher end, that number is going to be bigger, right? So, what's a good flip? Well, now I just taught you what it costs per square foot. You need to understand, purchase price out, and it all is what you buy it for. It's not what you sell it for, it's what you buy for. Unfortunately, in a marketplace right now, it's very, very tough, and people are overpaying or people are paying a premium because houses are going up 10, 20%. I've been through this before, and then you saw the downturn. I typically, when I thought it was really, really hot, it took about 2 years to cool down from there. And that was like 05, 06, and I saw it cool down by 08. We're typically behind on the trends in the market. It'll be interesting to see. No one can predict when, but it's really at the end of the day is what the buyers are willing to pay and what the banks are willing to lend. So, on a flip, what is a good number? You find a house in Point Breeze and you find it for $100,000. If you put $80,000 into it and that's $180,000, and you got some closing costs of $5,000, call it $185,000, and you can sell that house, let's call it for $260,000. You take $260,000 and you take that times at least 7%, maybe 8%, depending on what you're paying the other agent to list and to be the buyer's rep. So you got 8% on that cost. So $260,000, let's call it 8%, let's call it $20,000. You're at $240,000. You have $180,000 in it, you get $60,000. If you have a business partner, it's $30,000 and $30,000. So it's a fine number. People will do that all day long. Some people will do flips for $20,000. So your next question is going to be what does a typical investor want? I see investors that want $20,000. I see investors that want $100,000. It all depends on what your investor wants. For me, we typically want to at least make $50,000, $60,000 to go through it. I split with my business partner to do that for you guys, to make it worthwhile, right? So that is what an investor is looking for. Now, where the heck do you find these deals? Okay, here we go. Door knocking is number one. Hands down, nothing's close. Phones, door knocking. The phones are hard because you can't have that personal connection. You can't walk by and see a house that's dumpy. It's just you're gone. You can call FISBO, but the chances of buying the FISBO, it could happen, but it's a source. Expired could. A house on the market on the MLS, 100 days or older, you can find a deal there. I have a house I just put on the market. That's how I found it, 100 days. There's going to be a nice profit margin in there. But the doors, I think, is the best way. And then you got wholesalers. Doors, I would be knocking on doors. I would stick to a neighborhood. I would focus on that neighborhood. I wouldn't keep on going all around the city. I would just focus on one neighborhood, dominate it. And the question is, how many times would I do it? I'd be doing it 2, 3, 4 every single minute you can get out in the street to meet people. And then I'd be calling your center of influence, and I'd be working all your other magic that we talk about: open houses, FISBOs, expires, calls. But the door knocking, I think you at least got to be out in the street 3 days a week. If you're not on the street on the weekend, I think you're missing the boat because more people are out on the weekends. So this Saturday, we're going out in the street for 10 to 12. One weekend I went with another agent. We drove around the neighborhood. Last weekend I was in another neighborhood with another agent, just learning the neighborhoods, looking for deals, and trying to find business. So what I would be doing is physically knocking on a door. What do I say, Jeremy? Just be you. There is no right script, I've found over the years. Just be you, ask questions, see if they're interested in selling. Tell me you have a cash investor right now that like to buy properties. If they're interested, they're interested. It could be me, it could be someone else, whoever. Just let them know that you have people who are looking to buy their house right now. And then if the agreement makes sense, you bring the person through and see if you can get a deal done. It's as simple as that. But the key is it's a contact sport. What are you doing? How many people are you talking to? And how many people you can help. So now I gave you some sources of how to find them. I told you basically the script is really up to you how you want to handle it. And then I told you what a rental is, and then what is a flip, last piece. Trend MLS, how do you have your Trend MLS set up? Your hot sheet at the bottom left-hand corner has to be set up on certain zip codes that you want to dominate on immediate. Because the market's so hot, you have to get notified. It says AM, PM, immediate. You should be setting yourself up for alerts, and those alerts should set up and be emailed to you. I actually don't have the alerts to notify me because that would get distracted. Colin, does yours notify you? No, you just check your email, right? So it just depends on the person. You could set up an alert in your VIP alerts in your phone to buzz you, but I think that would get a person distracted all day long. So people would just check them from time to time in their email. So that, the hot sheet right now is huge on how they have it set up in Trend right now. You can do a hot sheet for lots. You can do a hot sheet for multi-units, commercial, residential, and you need to be setting yourself up as searches. So I hope this training helped you. I'd be doing more research if I was you guys, and the more you get out in houses, the more you see things, the more you understand it. If you want some more help, you should be going out in the street and door knocking with us, and let me know. I can pair you up with some people, and I hope it helps you. Have a great day. Thanks. So I'll just load up YouTube.